farm is located in Naivasha, where the altitude is 1900 altitude, and it's the best climate for growing the roses. We get the night temperature between 10 to 12 degree, day temperature goes between 25 to 30 degree temperature, which is the best climate for growing the flowers. And the farm is 1900 altitude from sea level, and it's near to the Nairobi. It's just 70 kilometers from Nairobi. When I joined the Bigot, that time it was 40 hectares with different kind of greenhouses. It was Spanish greenhouses and then tunnels, and we have only 12 hectares of good modified greenhouses. And then in 2008 we decided to go on the good quality modified greenhouses, but it was not easy growing in that Spanish greenhouses and in the tunnels, because in case if it was raining, almost like 50% rain was used to come inside the greenhouse, rainwater, and it was quite difficult to grow the flowers due to the pest and diseases in that type of greenhouses. So we are growing different kind of roses. We have intermediate, we have tea hybrids, we have spray roses, and also we are doing the all mixed bouquets here. We are using the eucalyptus also for making the mixed bouquets, and also we have planted the rosemary, which also we are using it for the mixed bouquets. And our 100% flowers we do export, we don't do any local sale. And our main market is Europe, and our main country for supplying the flowers is France. It's the main where we supply our almost like 50-60% flowers.
We have a workforce of 1,080 employees. Out of that, 51% are male, 49% are female. We are just trying to ensure that there is gender balance. And in addition to that, we also don't discriminate. We also have people living with disabilities who work for us here. In our pack house, we have 2 employees who are deaf, and but at least they went to school, so they can be given instructions in writing, and they follow very, very well. You cannot believe. They hardly ever have disciplinary issues. This year is very special for us. Very special in the sense that we got our Fair Trade certification in the year 2008. This is 2018, so we have been certified for 10 years. It is not easy to sustain the Fair Trade standard for all those years. There are those who pull out. So we are very grateful to our director for the support he has accorded us, together with the management team and all our employees here, because sustaining this standard requires teamwork. Even before Fair Trade certification, we were adhering to the basic labor requirements. Like there's a requirement that all the employees should be given protective clothing and proper work equipment. Every employee should have a letter of appointment or a contract, should have a job description, which states the minimum standards, like every employee is entitled to 1 day of rest after every 7 days of work. They're entitled to annual leave. Female workers entitled to maternity leave. Male workers entitled to paternity leave. We offer free transport to all our workers. That was even long before Fair Trade certification, and it has continued even with Fair Trade certification.
The labor practices in Bigot Flowers are so much fair than other companies, because of due to the industrial relation between Bigot Flowers and also workers. It has improved the working conditions, whereby even the safety of the employees is being put as the first mission of the Bigot.
Hizi ni vifaa za kazi. Hii dust coat ni PPE ya kuzuia nisipate uchafu. Kitu ya kwanza, hizi gloves ni za kuzuia nisidungwe na hizi miba, sababu hii maua iko na miba. Accident hazikui mingi kwa hii farm, sababu management yenye iko inashughulika, yani imepeana njia mwafaka ya kuzuia hizo accident.
We have a clinic on site with a qualified nurse and a qualified doctor who visits us every Friday.
Nikiumia nikifanya kazi kama ni hapa kwa shamba, kwanza ninaona first aider. Nikishaona first aider ananipea first aid kwanza. After kunipea first aid, sasa ninaenda kwa clinic. Kampuni inanishughulikia kwa clinic. Kama ni issue yenye itabidi niende kwa referral, ninapelekwa referral na kampuni ndio inashughulika.
We also have to ensure that we produce good quality flowers. We are glad most of the time our flowers are of good quality. We have very well trained staff. We have agronomists, we even have an expatriate here. And we also have very well trained supervisors and very well trained quality controllers. Even our employees themselves, we continuously train them on growing practices and how to ensure that we produce good quality roses.
We have different varieties in Bigot, 44 varieties, and then we have segments. We have the T hybrid, which is taking a longer time, which is the bigger head size, and then we have the intermediates, and then generally intermediate and T hybrids.
The activities we normally do daily, first priority is harvesting. We normally harvest the right cut stage in the morning. So as the supervisor normally check the cut stage, then I'll communicate to my workers, tell them the right cut stage, what to harvest and what to leave. We normally do 3 harvesting rounds in a day, depending on the cut stage. And mostly, we normally check the weather. When it's too hot, the flowers, they open faster. So what we normally do, we check the cut stage in the morning, harvest first, then those other activities follows.
Nimekuwa trained na ua yenye ninastahili kuharvest ni yenye imefunguka na ni cut stage ya 3.
We do train them and rectifying them whoever is not doing what is supposed to be done.
Pia kuhandle flowers nimefunzwa, sababu unastahili uihandle kwa hii mat ndio isikuwe na damages.
This variety that I'm carrying and harvesting is called Honolulu. We harvest our flowers when they are ready, and I'm really proud of my work because we are treated well here.
Whenever I come across any new disease or pest, it's my work to report, tell the supervisor who is concerned with that department. I call him and we discuss.
What we do here generally about control of pests and diseases, we are really concerned about the environment. So we are using the soft products, and apart from that, chemicals to us is the last option because of the standard and the issue of the environment. To capitalize on that, we use the biologicals. Instead of like spraying mites, we use phytoscillas and militias. Yeah. For drips, we use hypoapsis. Those are dudus, beneficials.
We start by preparing the land, and then we plant the beans. After planting the beans, we introduce them with those mites, and then after some 2 weeks, we introduce them with phytoscillas. Then we counter-check the number of phytoscillas. When they are in large numbers, we harvest them the way we are doing here. We place them in the flowers where the red spider mites are, for them to eat them. The importance of this is that they reduce the cost to the farmer or the producer. They reduce the cost. There's no much chemicals that are harmful to human beings and the environment to be used.
Apart from that, we have the sticky cards you can see here. We have the ribbons, the yellow ones, and then we have even the blue ones. That one is used for capturing of drips instead of spraying. Unless it is really serious, that is the time we come and intervene with chemicals. But we normally use class 4. Majority of our product, not class at most class 2, but mostly we are using class 4 and 3.
All those materials which we get from the biological waste which we get from the pack houses, from the greenhouses, we bring them outside here and we shred them into small pieces. We make them a little bit drier. We apply them on these tables and then we introduce the worms. After introducing the worms, it takes minimum 8 weeks for the worms to process on it and give us the good vermicompost.
whenever we are applying the water on top of the beds, the extra water which comes out, which is washing the vermicompost, we call it vermi wash, we collect them into these small tanks which we have down there under the tables, every table, which is concentrated fertilizer. We take it to our fertigation units and we drench it with our fertilizers. So it gives us the concentrated fertilizer on which we reduce the use of inorganic fertilizers.
Every harvested flower, before it gets into our pack house, the cold storage area, we have quality controllers who will check on the quality of each and every flowers by sampling. If there's any problem, like there are damages or there are pests and diseases on the flowers which are being delivered to the pack house, or there are diseases, then they have to communicate immediately to the agronomists in the field and alert them.
At intake, we have a QC who does the quality check of the flowers, checks the flowers whether they have wilted, any mechanical damages. Then he has a radio call whereby he communicates with the production team so that they can rectify the problem immediately. From that, the flowers are kept in the receiving cold room for them to uptake enough water and also to be cold. We give it a maximum of 6 hours before we grade them. The process starts now from the sizing, that is separating of the flowers in different lengths from 60 centimeters, 50 centimeters, 40 centimeters to 35 centimeters. Then from there we have another person who is doing the deleaving of the flowers, removing the lower leaves and the thorns so that they can be given to the graders to grade the flowers according to the specification.
We have QCs on each and every line, and they continuously walk in the line and just monitor, are we getting the right quality? If there's anything that does not meet the standard because they have been taught what to look at, then it is rejected at that stage, so that we ensure that what reaches our customers are just the best quality.
And our flower trucks are also all having the ACs to make sure that we are following the good cool chain from our cold room to the airport. We have around three trucks which usually leave the farm at night time to avoid the heating of the flowers which are inside the truck.
Coming to fair trade, I mean, fair trade has just changed the lives of our employees, and even the community around has really benefited. The function that the celebration, part of the celebration, we picked on a project that we are very proud of, which is the bursary project. This year alone, we have 420 students who are currently in our bursary scheme. We pay 90% of their fees. We're the only farm that does that in the region, and we are very proud of that.
Wakati hatukuwa na hiyo fair trade, tulikuwa na shida kubwa sana. Hatukuwa tunalipa watoto school fees. Lakini kwa sasa tunalipia watoto school fees kutoka high school mpaka university.
Since I'm a widow, I could not afford to pay school fees for my children. My daughter has sat for a KCSE examination and she's waiting for the results to come out. My second son is joining Form 3 next year at Bishop Ndingi Boys High School. So I'm a proud parent of the children whose future is going to be bright because of our company and the Fair Trade Premium Committee.
Nimeko na watoto wawili ambao nimesomeshewa na Fair Trade. Mmoja ako Form 2 na mwingine ako college.
I want to thank the Bigot company for this opportunity, for getting the Fair Trade. It really helps a lot of people, the orphans, the single parent families. All children can get equal education no matter the background they are coming from.
Through this Fair Trade, I was able to go through my studies without being sent home, not even a single day. And that really encouraged me. I scored an A- that helped me to get to campus to pursue that engineering course.
We are a family of 5 children, but 4 of us have gotten assistance from Bigot Flowers. 2 of my eldest brothers have finished university, and they were also beneficiaries from Bigot.
Apart from that, our employees have also gone back to school. Most of the employees we employ here come in when they are unskilled or semi-skilled. But with time, we have a skills development program and capacity building. There are those who are even currently at the university and we pay their fees. There are those who've gone even for their masters. Most of the drivers we have in this farm are beneficiaries of this skills development program. They came in as unskilled workers, but through the capacity building program, they went back to school, they became drivers, and whenever we have an opportunity here to employ, we give priority to our employees, so we'll do an internal advert first.
I was just a form for labor, and from there, I started going to school through fair trade benefits, bursaries. I joined school. For 2 years, I got my diploma in business management. Then from there again, the fair trade also helped me in terms of bursary, and I furthered my studies to university, whereby I got my degree in Bigot.
I go to school in the evening, part times. Actually, I'm doing a course for CPA. Everything is catered for by the premiums that we get from the fair trade.
As a result of working in Bigot Flowers, which is a fair trade certified farm, I was appointed by the company and Fair Trade Africa to go and represent the workers in Germany in the International Women's Day and share more about the experiences back here in Kenya and how we work. And through that, I got to know more about how to engage with people, and I used to be very shy, but now at least I can stand in front of people and explain to them more about the flower industry and how it works. And I got the opportunity to fly the Bigot Flowers flag very high. I thank all the people who are involved to give me this golden opportunity to go to Germany and explain more about the flower industry, and I thank Bigot as whole for giving me this opportunity.
Our employees have also benefited from home improvement projects. We have a project we call Home Improvement. We give them, most of them like construction, house construction items like bags of cement, iron sheets, and some of them who came here when they did not even have their own houses back in the rural areas now have improved their houses. At least they have houses. Some of them buy even simple things like seats, sofa sets, television sets, all that. Some people may take it for granted, but it's not within reach for everyone in Kenya. So it has really uplifted their socio-economic status.
Nikienda kwa home improvement kulingana na hii fair trade, nimejenga nyumba ambayo ukiangalia unaweza dhani ni ya Raila na ni yangu. Imetoka tu hapa. Hiyo ni mambo ya Bigot, ni fair trade.
We also have a wellness program here, which is fully financed by the fair trade premiums. Everybody knows that in Africa we are still having problems with HIV and AIDS, and this farm is not spared either. Currently we have 42 employees who are in this wellness program, and what Fair Trade Committee does is allocates an equivalent of, allocates 2,000 shillings to each and every person who has been affected by this disease, and they've come out and declared to the nurse that they are unwell. So every month we don't give them the money, but the nurse will shop for food items worth 2,000 Kenyan shillings.
Watu wenye wako HIV positive wamechukuliwa kwa hali tofauti na mashamba zingine. Kuna usaidizi wanapewa kama chakula ya kuwasaidia. Nikisimama hapa mimi nikwambie niko positive, hautaamini. Utasema ninadanganya. Director anatupenda zaidi. anatuchukulia kama familia yake, hakuna mtu anatenga. Nikiwa mgonjwa nikuje hapa niwaambie nasikia vibaya, naambiwa enda nyumbani, uende pahali unaenda clinic, utibiwe, kesho urudi, ulete karatasi inajaziwa siku yangu na ninalipwa mshahara na ninafurahia sana.
Some of the benefits of having the fair trade standard, one of the beneficiaries I would say is the community within Naivasha. We've done a lot of community projects, a lot of them. There's one particular project we are very proud of. Some 5 years ago, all fair trade certified farms within Naivasha came up and constructed a women's hospital. We were part of that team. And it's the only hospital of its kind within Nakuru County. We call it the Friends of Naivasha Women's Hospital. And we continued supporting the hospital financially by contributing about 100,000 every quarter. Every farm was doing that to sustain the staff that were there until 2015 when the hospital was fully taken over by the county government. So we're very proud of that project. Another project is called sports. You know, during lunch break, we give our employees time. We have a volleyball pitch here, and we have a volleyball team, very strong volleyball team. They participated in a tournament the other day, and they won a trophy.
Kila saa saba tumepewa muda wa saa moja kucheza. Kwa hivyo tumefurahia huduma hii. Na tournament tumeenda, wanatulipia tukienda. Fair trade imesimama na sisi, kampuni pia bado imesimama na sisi. Na hata mbele yangu hii ni kikombe ambayo tuliweza kushinda juzi wakati tulienda katika mashindano. Tulifanikiwa kushinda kwa sababu udhamini ulikuwa mzuri. Hakuna ambacho tulikosa. Tulipewa kila kitu. Kama ni chakula tulipewa, kama ni mavazi, waweza ona tumepewa. Hakuna kitu ambacho tunakosa. Kwa hivyo tunafurahia sana kuwa katika Bigot. Ni kampuni iliyo mzuri.
We also have a football club here. It's called Bigot Flowers FC. The activities is fully funded, partly funded by the company and also through fair trade premiums. Through the premiums, they have 2 sets of uniforms. They have balls and practice equipment. They have a coach who is within the farm, and they're participating in the league. They just finished the other day, and they're registering for 2019 league right now.
Nashukuru kampuni ya Bigot sababu ile time tunapewa tunashughulika kwa kucheza mpira, involved na kama drugs. Hata hii nimeshika hapa hivi ni trophy. Tucheza juzi tournament tukaanguka kama namba 1 kwa hii trophy. Na shukrani kwa kampuni ya Bigot kwa kutupa hiyo time, na shukrani kwa fair trade kwa kutusponsor.
Got boys? Yeah! Boys? Yeah! Yeah, and we hope by the time we are celebrating 20 years of fair trade certification, we'll have a team of very competent fair trade beneficiaries who will be able to state their stories. You can see we've done all this within 10 years, so you can imagine 20 years down the line where we will be.
Average yearly we are exporting over 70-75 million stems to the European countries, and in future also we are thinking to go on more on tea hybrids, and we are targeting to get some more market share in Middle East and also in Russia where they need more tea hybrid. So in future also we are planning to increase a bit of tea hybrids.